Hi BookTube. So, it looks like the apocalypse is coming. I want to thank everybody who responded to my previous video with requested information about whether an Apocalypse Readathon had existed before or not on BookTube. I did get some information with regards to two other channels that are hosting sci-fi type readathons in September. So with mine included, it looks like it's going to be a sci-fi September on BookTube. One of the challenges is SFF 180. He's pretty much strictly science fiction fantasy, hence the name of his channel. And he's hosting a space opera September. So the entire month of September, he is challenging his followers to read space operas. So science fiction stories that take place in space. There are all sorts of challenges. He's got an extremely elaborate announcement video full of graphics. There are challenges and rewards. Very elaborate. Much more than I'm going to do. Mine is just strictly, read along with me. Anyway, I'm going to put a link to his announcement video down below. You definitely got to go check it out. It's a thing of beauty. The other readathon for September is Tome Infinity and Beyond. This is going to be round 3. I had previously participated in round 1. I thoroughly enjoyed the readathon. Each one has been a little bit of a different theme, and one of my subscribers had mentioned that they were doing an apocalyptic theme, and I hadn't realized that, so I reached out to Spinebreakers, one of the hosts of the readathon, and to see what they thought about my kind of jumping on board with this readathon, if it would be stepping on anybody's toes, and they seemed to think it was cool. We are doing in a way different. Their structure is apocalyptic, so there is an apocalypse destroying Earth. You can choose one of 4 teams. I don't remember all the teams. I know Spinebreakers hosting a Team Natural Disaster, there's a Team Disease, whatever the other ones are, but they're all hosted by different people, different channels. You can join whatever team you want, and the basic premise of this readathon is to read science fiction from around the world. There's like Google Docs and a Goodreads and all sorts of things. It's a really detailed readathon where you sign up, you log your reads, what country you're reading from, and each team is trying to generate points based on these different countries you're reading from, different continents. And the team with the most points, I guess, survives the apocalypse. Really clever. Again, I'll put links down below to Spinebreakers' announcement video, also to Tome Infinity. I think they're like the main channel for it. But I'll put links to that readathon down below. That one is only running from September 13th through the 30th. My readathon will be called the Apocalypsathon 2019. It is running for the entire month, so September 1st through the 30th. Didn't want to rush through. I had, like I said, several books that I've been sitting on my shelves for quite some time that have this apocalyptic theme, and I want to read them. And I don't want to rush through and try and read them in a couple weeks. I want to just enjoy the time and take my time with it. I have a job in real life. I have other commitments. I'm sure lots of you do as well. And sometimes a lot of readathons are just a bit too rushed, and I want to take my time with this one. So I'm going to have a Twitter hashtag. I'll put it right through here. It's just going to be hashtag APOC2019, because who wants to type out Apocalypsathon 2019? Anyway, thought I'd shorten it up a little bit for you. And there's just 6 challenges in which various type of apocalyptic themes will occur. And I'm going to show you my choices for them, and I do have a couple additional recommendations here for some of those challenges, and also I put more recommendations down below. Or just suggestions. Some of the ones down below in the description box I have read, some I have not. You can also check out on Goodreads. There are various shelves and things available. These apocalypse these books basically could be pre-apocalypse, could be as the apocalypse is happening, or post-apocalyptic. Your choice, whichever, challenge yourself. Anyway, so the number 1 theme is zombie apocalypse. I obviously have a lot dealing with that. I'll say zombie/creature apocalypse, because there are a couple others I'm going to show you that aren't quite zombie. But anyway, my choice is going to be Charlie Higson's The Enemy. This is the first one in a series. I believe it is kind of a YA series. It takes place in London. It says, the sickness struck everyone over 14. First it twisted their minds, next it ravaged their bodies. Now they roam the streets crazed and hungry. Across a broken London, the young hide in gangs, scavenging to survive. They can see only one ending, until from across the city come rumors of a safe house. To get there they must face the enemy, the mindless killers who once promised to love and protect them always. Can they trust each other long enough to make it out alive? Now, if you want to participate in more than one Readathon, obviously, this is, none of the ones I have here really fit the space opera one, but obviously you could use this one for a UK location for Tome Infinity and Beyond's Readathon. So plan your time of reading that accordingly to the end of the month, because their Readathon is starting on the 13th. But anyway, that's my zombie choice. I have lots to recommend. Is Isaac Marion's Warm Bodies. You've seen the movie they made of the book. The book is fantastic. One of my favorites is 100 Days in Deadland by Rachel Ochs. It's probably not as well known. This is a self-published. This is the first in the trilogy, the Deadland Saga, based on Dante's Divine Comedy. This is based on the Inferno, and it is fantastic. It's not written in, prose or anything like that. It's just a story, but the themes are centered around the Inferno. I also have a couple in a graphic nature. We have a manga, I Am a Hero, by Kengo Hanazawa. This is already up to, I think, 9 volumes. This is omnibus, so each one has 2, but it's really, really good. It takes place in Tokyo, so there's another theme for Tome Infinity and Beyond. The artwork is fantastic within it, and yeah, highly recommend that. And then, most obvious, The Walking Dead. This is the compendium, so this is quite huge. This is by Robert Kirkman. This is where the TV show is based on. The artwork is fantastic, and it's just overall great reading. In terms of more like on the creature side, not necessarily zombie, we have also another manga, Attack on Titan by Hajime Isayama. This is volume 11. I just grabbed this one, but there are these strange Titan creatures that are attacking humans, pretty much destroying the world. Humans are kind of stuck in these walled-off communities, trying to stay alive. So that's a good recommendation. And also Josh Mallerman's Bird Box. This is sort of some sort of creature. It's kind of left to your imagination because you never see it, because if you see it, you go mad. But really, really great book. Moving on, the next challenge would be a nuclear or technological apocalypse. For that, I chose Neville Shute's On the Beach. This is it takes place after World War III, and we are following a group of survivors on Australia as a nuclear cloud is kind of coming. It's a radioactive cloud. So pretty much certain death. It's grim, I would imagine. I have not read it. I have read one of his books before, though, so I'm kind of looking forward to this. And again, this would work well for Tome Infinity and Beyond's challenge for Australia as a location. For another recommendation, this is a book I haven't read. It's been sitting on my shelves, but this is Prey by Michael Crichton. This is a technological kind of apocalypse with nanoparticles that kind of turn into this cloud. It keeps reproducing, and it's about to take over and destroy everything. So I've had this one sitting on my shelf. I could have easily included this in this group, but I really wanted to read Neville Shute's Praise, or Neville Shute's On the Beach. But anyway, this would have been a good choice as well. My next challenge is a pandemic apocalypse, so something plague-related, virus-related, spreading across the world. I have The 11th Plague by Jeff Hirsch. I'm not sure if this is YA. Yeah, I believe it is, because it's a Scholastic publication. Yeah, this is teen.com, 11th Plague. Okay, well, there you go. It says, sometimes the only way to survive is to keep moving. America is a vast, desolate landscape left ravaged after a brutal war. 2/3 of the population are dead from a vicious strain of influenza. People call the sickness the 11th Plague. So this one would qualify for North America. So I have that one. I don't have any direct other recommendations, but there might be some down below. Otherwise, again, check Goodreads. My next challenge is going to be an alien apocalypse. For that, I picked Michael Grant's Monster. This has been out for quite some time. I still have the advanced copy and haven't gotten to it. This came out, October 2017. Now, I read the Gone series. It's a YA series, really great. And this is a kind of 4 years after the terrifying events of the Phase, when an invisible dome was created by an alien virus. Now meteors are hitting the Earth with a virus that is even deadlier. So yeah, I really, really love the Gone series. You can probably pretty much count Gone in this challenge as well. Although it doesn't seem like that, it's sort of not revealed really as to what is causing the situation in Gone. Here, obviously, you're told right off the bat that it is alien in nature. So that's my alien apocalypse. I do have some recommendations for that, actually quite a few. One is a series by John Christopher, and this is the Tripods trilogy. This is the White Mountains, followed by the City of Gold and Lead, and the Pool of Fire. Aliens have... This is more like a post-apocalyptic because aliens have been present for quite some time. They're known as the Tripods, big metallic beings. They think they're creatures, but they're creatures within them. And they kind of rule the world, and when you reach a certain age, you get capped, and a metallic cap is inserted into your skull, and it kind of changes people. It controls them. And this is about a band of young people trying to escape the Tripods and defeat them. Really, really great series. It's a young reader series. I also have a very obvious one, War of the Worlds by H.G.Wells. Again, kind of like the Tripods, the way they're made, gigantic killing machines, threaten mankind. They look the same. They're a tripod in appearance. Then I also have John Wyndham's The Day of the Triffids. This is a strange one where people have been blinded by a meteor shower. Also, there's some sort of alien seeds that land on Earth and turn into these weird plant-like creatures that attack people, known as Triffids. So this one was really, really good, really great psychological thriller. And then Invasion of the Body Snatchers, also strange seed pods, things that duplicating people, and yeah, this one was really, really good. So that's another alien apocalyptic theme. Number 5 is a climactic apocalypse. So this could be a natural disaster, weather-related kind of thing, or man-made due to pollution, climate change. For that, I picked this one, which I've had for so long. This is Exile by Steve Agarde. I'm not even sure how to pronounce his name. Sorry. This one was basically a cover by. I mean, look at that. So obviously, it's a drowned world. I'm really hoping this won't be like a water world, but in book form, because what a horrible movie. Anyway, this is, in the drowned world, everybody wants to get to the island. It says, in the fight for survival, anything goes. The floods have come, some are lucky to be alive, though they might not count themselves lucky. In the aftermath of global devastation, those left barely survive, living in fear and near starvation. They have lost everything, including their future. But there is one way out, a boat to Exile, and Baz is about to take it. So it's a hard-hitting novel. It's set in a world where there are no boundaries, and normality is just a word. So that's just awesome. So for climactic type change, or apocalypse, I do have one. This is one I read a while back. This is John Christopher's The Death of Grass. This is a virus wipes out grass and crops, and basically people are going to start to starve. And you see, survival and how it changes people and how they turn on each other and humanity, and yeah, the terrible price of surviving. So that's The Death of Grass. Highly recommend that one. And then my final one, my final challenge, is an astronomical apocalypse. So something from space, something that's going to devastate the planet. I have chosen The Last Policeman, and this is by Ben H. Winters. This is the first of a trilogy, and I've had this one for quite some time. I have actually the first 2 books, which I won in a giveaway several years ago. I've not gotten around to reading it. I never even picked up the 3rd one, but I really want to read it. So now's the time. It says, what's the point in solving murders if we're all going to die soon anyway? Detective Hank Palos has faced this question ever since asteroid 2011 GV1 hovered into view. There's no chance left, no hope. Just 6 precious months until impact. So this would be a pre-apocalypse. The Last Policeman presents a fascinating portrait of pre-apocalyptic United States. The economy spirals downward while crops rot in the fields. Churches and synagogues are packed. People all over the world are walking off the job, but not Hank Palos. He's investigating a death by hanging in a city that sees a dozen suicides every week. Except this one feels suspicious, and Palos is the only cop determined to learn the truth. First in a trilogy, it offers a mystery set on the brink of apocalypse. As Palos' investigation plays out under the shadow of this asteroid, we're confronted by the hard question, way beyond whodunit. What basis does civilization rest upon? What is life worth? And what would any of us do? What would we really do if our days were numbered? So that sounds really intriguing. So anyway, like I said, there are more suggestions down below. If you guys are planning on participating in this, Let me know if you're going to be posting your own TBR videos, if you're maybe not officially on BookTube or don't have a BookTube channel. Just put down in the comments, what are some of your ideas, or what's your TBR? That way people can look in there and also get some other ideas as well. I also put like maybe what apocalypse it falls under. So that is my Apocalypsathon 2019, and these are the books I have chosen for it. Again, I'll put all the information in the description down below as to the challenges and links to those other channels. Let's make it a sci-fi September. Hope you guys join me along for this ride.